Welcome back, in part 3 of Harley-Davidson. Anyways, let's continue this topic.
Modern Harley-branded motorcycles fall into one of 7 model families: Touring, Softail, Dyna, Sportster, Rod, Street and Live Wire.
These model families are distinguished by the frame, engine, suspension, and other characteristics.
Touring models use big twin engines and large diameter telescopic forks.
All Touring designations begin with the letters FL, for example, FLHR, Road King, and FLTR, Road Glide.
The Touring family, also known as dressers or baggers, includes Road King, Road Glide, Electra Glide and Street Glide models, offered in various trims.
The Road Kings have a retro cruiser appearance and are equipped with a large clear windshield.
Road Kings are reminiscent of big twin models from the 1940s and 1950s.
Whoa!
Electra Glides can be identified by their full front fairings.
Most Electra Glides sport a fork-mounted fairing referred to as the Batwing due to its unmistakable shape.
The Road Glide and Road Glide Ultra Classic have a frame-mounted fairing referred to as the Shark Nose.
The Shark Nose includes a unique dual front headlight. Touring models are distinguishable by their large saddlebags, rear coil-over-air suspension, and are the only models to offer full fairings with radios and CDs.
All Touring models use the same frame, first introduced with a shovel head motor in 1980 and carried forward with only modest upgrades until 2009, when it was extensively redesigned.
The frame is distinguished by the location of the steering head in front of the forks and was the first HD frame to rubber-mounted drivetrain to isolate the rider from the vibration of the big V-twin. The frame was modified for the 1993 model year when the oil tank went under the transmission and the battery was moved inboard from under the right saddlebag to under the seat.
Whoa!
In 1997, the frame was again modified to allow for a larger battery under the seat and to lower seat height.
In 2007, Harley-Davidson introduced the 96 cubic inches, 1,570 cubic centimeters, twin-cam 96 engine, as well as 6-speed transmission to give the rider better speeds on the highway. In 2006, Harley introduced the FLHX Street Glide, a bike designed by Willie G. Davidson to be his personal ride to its touring line. In 2008, Harley added anti-lock braking systems and cruise control as a factory-installed option on all touring models, standard on CVO and anniversary models.
Also new for 2008 is the 6 US gallon, 23 liters, 5.0 imperial gallons fuel tank for all touring models.
2008 also brought throttle by wire to all touring models. For the 2009 model year, Harley-Davidson redesigned the entire touring range with several changes, including a new frame, new swing arm, a completely revised engine mounting system, 17-inch, 430mm front wheels for all but the FLHRC Road King Classic, and a 2-to-1-to-2 exhaust.
The changes result in greater load carrying capacity, better handling, a smoother engine, longer range and less exhaust heat transmitted to the rider and passenger.
Also released for the 2009 model year is the FLHTC Tri-Glide Ultra Classic, the first three-wheeled Harley since the Survey car was discontinued in 1973.
The model features a unique frame and a 103 cubic inch, 1,690 cubic capacity engine exclusive to the Trek.
In 2014, Harley-Davidson released a redesign for specific touring bikes and called it Project Rushmore.
Changes include a new 103cc high-output engine, one-handed easy open saddlebags and compartments, a new boombox infotainment system with either 4.3-inch 10 centimeters or 6.5-inch 16.5 centimeters screens featuring touchscreen functionality. 6.5-inch, 16.5 centimeters, models only, Bluetooth, media and phone, with approved compatible devices, available GPS and Sirius XM, text-to-speech functionality, with approved compatible devices, and USB connectivity with charging.
Other features include ABS, with reflex-linked brakes, improved styling, halogen or LED lighting and upgraded passenger comfort. These big twin motorcycles capitalize on Harley's strong value on tradition.
With a rear-wheel suspension hidden under the transmission, they are visually similar to the hardtail choppers popular in the 1960s and 1970s, as well as from their own earlier history.
In keeping with that tradition, Harley offers softail models with heritage styling that incorporate design cues from throughout their history and choose to offer Springer front ends on these softail models from the factory. Softail models utilize the big twin engine F and the softail chassis ST. Softail models that use 21-inch, 530mm front wheels have designations that begin with FX, for example, FX STD, Night Train, FX STD, Deuce, and FX STS, Springer.
Softail models that use 16-inch, 410mm front wheels have designations beginning with FL, for example, FLSTF, Fat Boy, FLSTC, Heritage Softail Classic, FLSTN, Softail Deluxe, and FLS, Softail Slim.
Softail models that use Springer forks with a 21-inch, 530mm will have designations that begin with FXSTS, for example, FXSTS, Springer Softail, and FXSTSP, Bad Boy.
And softail models that use Springer forks with a 16-inch, 410mm will have designations that begin with FLSTS. For example, FLSTSC, Springer Classic, and FLSTSP, Crossbones.
Dyna-frame motorcycles were developed in the 1980s and early 1990s and debuted in the 1991 model year, with the FXDD Sturgis offered in limited edition quantities.
In 1992, the line continued with a limited edition FXDD Daytona and a production model FXD Super Glide.
The new Dyna-frame featured big twin engines and traditional styling.
They can be distinguished from the softail by the traditional coil-over suspension that connects the swing arm to the frame, and from the Sportster by their larger engines.
On these models, the transmission also houses the engine's oil reservoir. Prior to 2006, Dyna models typically featured a narrow, XL-style 39mm front fork and front wheel, as well as foot pegs which the manufacturer indicated with a letter X in the model designation.
This lineup traditionally included the Super Glide, FXD, Super Glide Custom, FXDC, Street Bob, FXDB, and Lowrider, FXDL.
One exception was the White Glide FXDWG, which featured thicker 41mm forks and a narrow front wheel, but positioned the forks on wider triple trees that give a beefier appearance.
In 2008, the Dyna Fat Bob FXDF was introduced to the Dyna lineup, featuring aggressive styling like a new 2-to-1-to-2 exhaust, twin headlamps, a 180mm rear tire, and, for the first time in the Dyna lineup, a 130mm front tire.
For the 2012 model year, the Dyna Switchback, FLD, became the first Dyna to break the tradition of having an FX model designation, with floorboards, detachable painted hard saddlebags, touring windshield, headlight nacelle and a wide front tire, with full fender.
The new front end resembled the big twin FL models from 1968 to 1971.
The Dyna family used the 88 cubic inch, 1,440 cubic capacity twin cam from 1999 to 2006.
In 2007, the displacement was increased to 96 cubic inches, 1,570 cubic capacity, as the factory increased the stroke to 4.375 inches, 111.1 millimeters.
For the 2012 model year, the manufacturer began to offer Dyna models with a 103 cubic inch, 1,690 cubic capacity upgrade.
All Dyna models use a rubber-mounted engine to isolate engine vibration.
Harley discontinued the Dyna platform in 2017 for the 2018 model year, having been replaced by a completely redesigned Softail chassis. Some of the existing models previously released by the company under the Dyna nameplate have since been carried over to the new Softail line. Dyna models utilize the big twin engine, F, foot pegs noted as X, with the exception of the 2012 FLD Switchback, the Dyna model, which used floorboards as featured on the Touring L models, and the Dyna chassis, D.
Therefore, except for the FLD, from 2012 to 2016, all Dyna models have designations that begin with FXD, for example, FXDWG, Dyna Wide Glide, and FXDL, Dyna Lowrider.
Introduced in 1957, the Sportster family were conceived as racing motorcycles and were popular on dirt and flat track race courses through the 1960s and 1970s.
Smaller and lighter than the other Harley models, contemporary Sportsters make use of 883 cubic capacity or 1,200 cubic capacity Evolution engines and, though often modified, remain similar in appearance to their racing ancestors.
Up until the 2003 model year, the engine on the Sportster was rigidly mounted to the frame.
The 2004 Sportster received a new frame accommodating a rubber-mounted engine.
This made the bike heavier and reduced the available lead angle, while it reduced the amount of vibration transmitted to the frame and the rider, providing a smoother ride for rider and passenger. In the 2007 model year, Harley-Davidson celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Sportster and produced a limited edition, called the XL50, of which only 2,000 were made for sale worldwide.
Each motorcycle was individually numbered and came in one of two colors, Mirage Pearl Orange or Vivid Black.
Also in 2007, electronic fuel injection was introduced to the Sportster family, and the Nightster model was introduced in mid-year.
In 2009, Harley-Davidson added the Iron 883 to the Sportster line as part of the Dark Custom series.
In the 2008 model year, Harley-Davidson released the XR1200 Sportster in Europe, Africa, and the Middle East.
The XR1200 had an Evolution engine tuned to produce 91 brake horsepower, 68 kilowatts, 4-piston dual front disc brakes, and an aluminum swing arm.
Motorcyclist featured the XR1200 on the cover of its July 2008 issue and was generally positive about it in their first ride story, in which Harley-Davidson was repeatedly asked to sell it in the United States.
One possible reason for the delayed availability in the United States was that Harley-Davidson had to obtain the XR1200 naming rights from Stork's Performance, a Harley customizing shop in Ventura, California.
The XR1200 was released in the United States in 2009 in a special color scheme including Mirage Orange, highlighting its dirt tracker heritage.
The first 750 XR1200 models in 2009 were pre-ordered and came with a number 1 tag for the front of the bike. Autographed by Kenny Coolbeth and Scott Parker, and a thank you/welcome letter from the company, signed by Bill Davidson.
The XR1200 was discontinued in model year 2015. In 2021, Harley-Davidson launched the Sportster S model with a 121 horsepower engine and 228 kilograms ready-to-ride weight.
The Sportster S was one of the first Harleys to come with cornering ABS and lean-sensitive traction control.
The Sportster S is also the first model under the Sportster nameplate since 1957 to receive a completely new engine. Except for the street-going XR1000 of the 1980s and the XR1200, most Sportsters made for street use have the prefix XL in their model designation.
For the Sportster Evolution engines used since the mid-1980s, there have been 2 engine sizes.
Motorcycles with a smaller engine are designated XL883, while those with a larger engine were initially designated XL1100.
When the size of the larger engine was increased from 1,100 cubic capacity to 1,200 cubic capacity, the designation was changed accordingly from XL1100 to XL1200.
Subsequent letters in the designation refer to model variations within the Sportster range. For example, the XL883C refers to an 883 cubic capacity Sportster Custom, while the XL1200S designates the now discontinued 1200 Sportster Sport. Introduced in 2001 and produced until 2017, the VRSC muscle bike family bears little resemblance to Harley's more traditional lineup.
Competing against Japanese and American muscle bikes in the upcoming muscle bike/power cruiser segment, the V-Rod makes use of the Revolution engine that, for the first time in Harley history, incorporates overhead cams and liquid cooling.
The V-Rod is visually distinctive, easily identified by the 60-degree V-twin engine, the radiator and the hydroform frame members that support the round, top air cleaner cover.
The VRSC platform was also used for factory drag racing motorcycles.
In 2008, Harley added the anti-lock braking system as a factory-installed option on all VRSC models.
Harley also increased the displacement of the stock engine from 1,130 to 1,250 cubic capacity, 69 to 76 cubic inches, which had only previously been available from Screamin' Eagle, and added a slipper clutch as standard equipment.
VRSC models include VRSC-A, V-Rod, 2002 to 2006, VRSC-AW, V-Rod, 2007 to 2010, VRSC-B, V-Rod, 2004 to 2005. VRSC-D, Night-Rod, 2006 to 2008, VRSC-DX, Night-Rod Special, 2007 to 2014, VRSC-SE, Screamin' Eagle CVO V-Rod, 2005. VRSC-SE2, Screamin' Eagle CVO V-Rod, 2006, VRSC-R, Street-Rod, 2006 to 2007. VRSC-X, Screamin' Eagle Tribute V-Rod, 2007, VRSC-F, V-Rod Muscle, 2009 to 2014. The RSC models utilize the Revolution engine. The R and the Street versions are designated Street Custom SC.
Whoa!
After the VRSC prefix common to all Street Revolution bikes, the next letter denotes the model, either A, this VROD, discontinued, AW, this VROD plus W, for wide with a 240mm rear tire, V, discontinued, D, night rod, discontinued, R, street rod, discontinued. SE and SE2, CVO Special Edition, or X Special Edition.
Further differentiation within models are made with an additional letter. For example, the RSCVX denotes the Night Rod Special. The VRXSE V-Rod Destroyer is Harley-Davidson's production drag racing motorcycle, constructed to run the quarter mile in less than 10 seconds.
It is based on the same Revolution engine that powers the VRSC line, but the VRXSE uses the Screamin' Eagle 1300 cubic capacity. Stroked incarnation, featuring a 75mm crankshaft, 105mm pistons, and 58mm throttle bodies.
The V-Rod Destroyer is not a street legal motorcycle.
As such, it uses X instead of SC to denote a non-street bike.
SE denotes the CVO Special Edition. The Street, Harley-Davidson's newest platform and their first all-new platform in 13 years, was designed to appeal to younger riders looking for a lighter bike at a cheaper price.
The Street 750 model was launched in India at the 2014 Indian Auto Expo, Delhi NCR, on February 5, 2014.
The Street 750 weighs 218 kilograms and has a ground clearance of 144mm, giving it the lowest weight and the highest ground clearance of Harley-Davidson motorcycles currently available. The Street 750 uses an all-new, liquid-cooled, 60-degree V-twin engine called the Revolution X.
In the Street 750, the engine displaces 749 cubic capacity, 45.7 cubic inches, and produces 65 Newton meters at 4,000 RPM.
A 6-speed transmission is used. The Street 750 and the smaller displacement Street 500 have been available since late 2014.
Street Series motorcycles for the North American market will be built in Harley-Davidson's Kansas City, Missouri plant, while those for other markets around the world will be built completely in their plant in Hall, India.
Harley-Davidson's Livewire, released in 2019, is their first electric vehicle.
The high-voltage battery provides a minimum city range of 98 miles, 158 kilometers.
The Livewire targets a different type of customer than their classic V-twin powered motorcycles. In March 2020, a Harley-Davidson Livewire was used to break the 24-hour distance record for an electric motorcycle.
The bike traveled a reported 1,723 kilometers, 1,079 miles, in 23 hours and 48 minutes.
The Livewire offers a level 1 slow recharge, which uses a regular wall outlet to refill an empty battery overnight, or a quick level 3 DC fast charge.
The fast charge fills the battery most of the way in about 40 minutes.
Swiss rider Michel Van Tel used the level 3 charging to make the 24-hour ride. In December 2021, the company announced that LiveWire was to be spun off from parent Harley-Davidson, set to go public in the first half of 2022 as a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, with a value estimated to be $1.77 billion. Custom Vehicle Operations, CVO, is a team within Harley-Davidson that produces limited edition customizations of Harley stock models.
Every year since 1999, the team has selected 2 to 5 of the company's base models and added higher displacement engines, performance upgrades, special edition paint jobs, more chrome or accented components, audio system upgrades, and electronic accessories to create high-dollar, premium quality customizations for the factory custom market.
The models most commonly upgraded in such a fashion are the Ultra Classic Electra Glide, which has been selected for CVO treatment every year from 2006 to the present, and the Road King, which was selected in 2002, 2003, 2007, and 2008.
The Dyna, Softail, and VRSC families have also been selected for CVO customization.
The Environmental Protection Agency conducted emissions certification and representative emissions tests in Ann Arbor, Michigan in 2005.
Subsequently, Harley-Davidson produced an environmental warranty.
The warranty ensures each owner that the vehicle is designed and built free of any defects in materials and workmanship that would cause the vehicle to not meet EPA standards.
In 2005, the EPA and the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, PADEP, confirmed Harley-Davidson to be the first corporation to voluntarily enroll in the One Cleanup program.
This program is designed for the cleanup of the affected soil and groundwater at the former York Naval Ordnance Plant.
The program is backed by the state and local government along with participating organizations and corporations.
Paul Gottwald, Director of Operations for the EPA, congratulated the motor company.
Harley-Davidson has taken their environmental responsibilities very seriously and has already made substantial progress in the investigation and cleanup of past contamination. Proof of Harley's efforts can be found in the recent EPA determination that designates the Harley property as under control for cleanup purposes. This determination means that there are no serious contamination problems at the facility. Under the new One Cleanup program, Harley, EPA, and PADEP will expedite the completion of the property investigation and reach a final solution that will permanently protect human health and the environment.
Harley-Davidson also purchased most of Cast Alloy, a South Australian producer of cast motorcycle wheels and hubs.
The South Australian government has set forth protection to the purchaser, Harley-Davidson, against environmental risks.
In August 2016, Harley-Davidson settled with the EPA for $12 million without admitting wrongdoing over the sale of aftermarket Super Tuners.
Super Tuners were devices marketed for competition which enabled increased performance of Harley-Davidson products.
However, the devices also modified the emission control systems, producing increased hydrocarbon and nitrogen oxide.
Harley-Davidson is required to buy back and destroy these Super Tuners, which do not meet Clean Air Act requirements, and spend $3 million on air pollution mitigation. We will continue about Harley-Davidson in final part 4. Stay tuned and take care.